Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by J. Ogaraj and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. President says Sri Lanka's unwavering on Gaza conflict stance. New loan scheme to uplift ailing SMEs. Uvindu Vijayveera alleges that JVP agreed to the 13th Amendment after sacrificing 60,000 lives. UK rule against deprescribing the LTTE. State Minister Singha urges opposition to avoid making false promises on economy ahead of polls. Colombo International Film Festival to boost Sri Lanka's cinema and tourism industries. Bird flu update. Sri Lanka bars import of animals and animal products from affected countries. News overseas. Emperor Naruhito visits Japan Culture Venue in London. In sports, unbeaten South Africa face West Indies in virtual quarter-final today. South Africa chooses to field first. Local news in detail. To rejuvenate collapsed industries and businesses, the government has started 4 new loan schemes to provide a total of 20,000 million rupees as credit facilities to micro, small and medium-scale industries and businesses. Industries and Health Minister Dr. Ramesh Pathirana stated that these credit facilities will be provided under very low interest rates and simple conditions. This program will be jointly organized by the Finance Ministry and the Industries Ministry. 2 of the new proposed loan schemes will be implemented through 16 leading banks in Sri Lanka. The minister mentioned this during the business conference organized by the Ceylon Federation of MSME held at the BMICH in Colombo. A manufacturing industrial enterprise employing less than 200 employees can get a maximum loan amount of 15 million rupees from the first loan scheme at an interest rate of 7%. The loan repayment period is 10 years. A grace period of 1 year is available to start paying off the loan. 16 public and private sector banks have been selected to implement this loan scheme, and 750 million rupees have been given to one bank. The leader of the second-generation political organization, Uvindu Vijayveera, said that the JVP-led NPP agreeing to enforce the 13th Amendment to the Constitution fully is a prime example that the party is moving away from the desired goals for which the late JVP leader Rohana Vijayveera and 60,000 others sacrificed their lives. He also said that the party is currently engaged in a different political journey away from the goals and existed when his father founded the JVP. Vijayveera, speaking to journalists in Kandy, said that his organization will engage in politics linked to democracy instead of going into an armed struggle like the JVP did back then. He emphasized that the second-generation candidates will be presented in every upcoming election, and the second generation is not ready to ally with any political party in the existing corrupt political system. Vijayveera went on to say that when leaders died, some political parties have broken into several subgroups, and the JVP today has suffered a similar fate. He also emphasized that the old political parties represented by all 225 MPs have practically proven that they cannot build a country. President Ranil Wickremesinghe reiterated Sri Lanka's unwavering stance on the conflict in the Gaza Strip, emphasizing that Sri Lanka remains steadfast in supporting the establishment of the Palestinian state within 5 years. The President made these remarks during his participation in a special service held yesterday at the new Kathankuri Grand Jumma Mosque for the affected people of Gaza. The service was conducted by Maulavi Harith. In a significant display of solidarity, the new Kathankuri Grand Jumma Mosque donated 10,769,417 rupees to the Children of Gaza Fund, established under the President's directives to support children affected by the conflicts in Gaza. Trustees at the mosque presented the donation check to the President during the ceremony. Additionally, President Wickremesinghe engaged in friendly conversations with devotees attending the special service and took the opportunity to pose for several selfies with them, fostering a warm and inclusive atmosphere. Addressing the gathering, the President further emphasized Thank you for inviting me to this event during my visit to Batticaloa. This mosque stands as an exemplary showcase of Muslim art. The Katanguri Muslims have been a community here since ancient times. My purpose in Batticaloa is to discuss the development initiatives. We aim to modernize agriculture, promote tourism, and also to enhance educational standards in this province. Unquote. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home, in a bid to rejuvenate the Sri Lankan film industry while positioning the country as a major tourist hub in South Asia, the government has decided to host the Colombo International Film Festival. Organized under the sponsorship of the National Film Corporation and the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, the film festival is set to take place from 8th to 14th July in Colombo. The Cabinet Ministers on Wednesday approved the joint proposal by Mass Media Minister Bandula Gunawardena and Tourism Minister Harin Fernando to host the Colombo International Film Festival. Speaking at the weekly post-cabinet meeting media briefing held yesterday, or rather recently, Cabinet co-spokesman and Minister Bandula Gunawardena announced the festival will feature over 34 award-winning films from a variety of countries including Iran, France, India, South Korea, China, Japan and Germany. Cabinet approves to host festival from 8th to 14th July with support from National Film Corporation, Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says initiatives aims to popularize global cinematography in Sri Lanka by reviving local film industry and making destination an attractive tourist hub in South Asia. Festival to feature over 34 award-winning films from Iran, France, India, South Korea, China, Japan, Germany. And the primary objective is to popularize global cinematography in the country. The film festival promises a rich cultural experience for Sri Lankan audiences and film enthusiasts, offering them access to a diverse array of international films. The UK proscribed Organisation Appeals Commission, an independent court set up by Parliament headed by a High Court judge and two retired senior diplomats, ruled against deproscribing the LTTE. Thus, the UK will continue to maintain the proscription on the LTTE, Foreign Affairs Minister Ali Sabri, PC, said. The transnational government of Tamil Eelam, who support the creation of an independent Tamil state in Sri Lanka, applied to the UK to lift its ban on the LTTE. The TGTE is not prescribed in the United Kingdom as it seeks to pursue their political and ideological objectives through non-violent means. The LTTE International Network's approach and strategy is to get foreign governments to deproscribe the LTTE so that they could revive the LTTE, the minister said in a message posted on X. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
State Minister of Finance Shehan Singh says that any reversal of the hard-earned reforms could result in a catastrophe of the country. Posting on X, the State Minister expressed that as the elections approach, it is concerning to see opposition parties and their main advisers expressing unrealistic views on managing the economy. The Finance State Minister added that the IMF and other international stakeholders have played a pivotal role in reshaping Sri Lanka's economic landscape, which was in total chaos 2 years ago. He urged all opposition parties and their advisers to avoid making false promises that may not even offer short-term gains but definitely lead to long-term pain. Meanwhile, he also emphasized that it is crucial to prioritize the nation's economic stability and progress over political games, requesting to engage in responsible discourse and ensure that our economic policies are based on sound and realistic principles and a design of economic landscape with globally accepted and adopted good practices.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
And on Watch Live, Sri Lanka's Department of Animal Production and Health has emphasized that it will not allow the import of animals and animal products from any country where cases of bird flu have been reported. Dr. Hemali Kottalavala, Director General of DAPH, stated that steps and measures have been implemented to prevent the entry of the avian influenza A virus or bird flu, which has recently surfaced in several countries. Pointing out that she is frequently asked by the media regarding this issue, Dr. Kottalawala clarified that no animals or animal products will be permitted for importation into Sri Lanka from countries where bird flu cases have been reported. She also highlighted a serious new development where cattle in the United States have been afflicted with avian influenza virus for the first time. Despite this concerning situation, Dr. Kottalawala assured that the disease control measures within Sri Lanka have been further strengthened. Therefore, she urged the public not to panic to create undue fears regarding this issue. That's on Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Four killed in Ukraine missile attack on Crimea, Russia says. Emperor Naruhito visits Japan culture venue in London. Netanyahu voices discontent again over pace of U.S. arms supply to Israel. World News in detail. Russia installed authorities of Sevastopol in Ukraine's southern region of Crimea say a Ukrainian missile strike on the port city has left 4 people dead and 144 others wounded. Russia claims to have annexed Crimea in 2014. The Russian Defense Ministry says in a statement that the attack shortly after midday on Sunday involved 5 ATACMS missiles supplied by the United States to Ukraine. Japan's Emperor Naruhito, who is on a state visit to the United Kingdom along with Empress Masako, has toured a venue that promotes Japanese culture. The Emperor arrived at Japan House, London on Sunday. The facility presents Japanese art, design, gastronomy, innovation and technology. It was launched by Japan's Foreign Ministry in 2018. The Emperor browsed around its ground floor where visitors can buy food, traditional crafts and other products from Japan. Finally, on World News, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said again that the United States has been withholding shipments of weapons and ammunition to his country. Netanyahu told a cabinet meeting on Sunday that 4 months ago there was a dramatic decrease in the munitions coming to Israel from the U.S. He added that he decided to make this public as the situation has remained unchanged. That's World News.
Development News.
Maharaja Foods Private Limited, a leading manufacturer and exporter of Sri Lankan foods and spices, will open its initial public offering on July 4th, becoming Sri Lanka's first women-owned enterprise with founders' origins from the northern province to be listed in the Colombo Stock Exchange. The IPO, issuing 25 million shares or 20% of the ordinary voting shares of Maharaja Foods Private Limited at 5 rupees, will be up for subscription from 4th of July. The company is being advised on the listing by Atara Capital, which is also the lead manager to the IPO. MFL seeks to raise a total of 125 million rupees through public investment. That's on Development News.
Moving on with Sports News.
Unbeaten South Africa faced West Indies in virtual quarter-final today. South Africa won the toss and chose to field first. Accordingly, West Indies were 32 for the loss of 2 wickets in 4 overs short while ago. According to the points table, South Africa has 4 points from 2 matches and West Indies secured only 2 points in 2 matches. This match is a do-or-die situation for West Indies and it is a must-win for them. That's on Sports News.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Valuable Finance delivered a definitive financial performance for the fiscal year 2023-2024 and recorded a pre-tax profit of 4.6 billion rupees, 68.1% increase year-on-year in comparison with 2.7 billion rupees recorded in 2022-2023. In alignment with unwavering commitment to economic development and national growth, Valuable Finance is pleased to announce the payment of 2.5 billion rupees in corporate income tax and taxes on financial services for the fiscal year 2023-2024, which is 50% of the total profit. This reflects a significant increase from 1.4 billion rupees paid in the previous fiscal year 2022-2023.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Moving on to economic news, the first ever Industry Expo 2024 inaugural international conference, along with Industry Green Awards organized by the Ministry of Industries and the Industrial Development Board, held at BMICH from June 19th to 23rd, concluded yesterday successfully. The main objective is to create a platform to bring together industry-related local and international stakeholders. Featuring over 1,300 booths representing 25 industries in Sri Lanka, this exhibition displayed innovation and technology within various sectors. Notably, a dedicated space for innovation was incorporated into the event, highlighting the strides made in cutting-edge advancements, said Industrial Development Board Chairman Dr. Saranga Alhapperuma. The exhibition also hosted numerous foreign buyers and institutions, including the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, foreign embassies and the Department of Commerce, fostering international collaboration and business opportunities.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers will occur at times in Western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Kandy Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers, about 50 mm, are likely at some places in Western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Kandy and Nuwara districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the Northwestern province and in Mathura district. Strong winds of about 40 to 50 km per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the Central Hills, Northern, North Central and Northwestern provinces and in Trincomalee, Hambantota and Monaragala districts. This weather report was published this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That's the weather update, and with that, we come to the headlines before we conclude the bulletin of news. President says Sri Lanka is unwavering on Gaza conflict stance. New loan scheme to uplift ailing SMEs. Uwindu Wijewira alleges that JVP agreeing to 13th Amendment after sacrificing 60,000 lives. UK rule against deproscribing the LTTE. State Minister Singha urges opposition to avoid making false promises on economy ahead of polls. Colombo International Film Festival to boost Sri Lanka's cinema and tourism industries. Bird flu, Sri Lanka bars import of animals and animal products from affected countries. News overseas, Emperor Naruhito visits Japan culture venue in London. In sports, unbeaten South Africa face West Indies in virtual quarterfinal today. South Africa chose to field first. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news. You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka.